Hey everyone, today we are back in the weekly pack. This weekly pack is all about the hurt pets again, but we have some other fun stuff to work with. It may seem like at first it's another perk weekly. There's a lot of different perk pets as well as the radish, but don't you worry, there is no axolotl. There is elephant seal, but elephant seal is just another scaler in this pack, competing with the other scalers as well. So the hurt pets, and then the other synergy, I believe, is strawberries. I'd be surprised if it was not strawberries, but at this point, I think I've got it figured out. We are here today for, I guess neither of those synergies. We're here for a very, very fun combination. And the pet it uses is the Panther. The Panther is essentially a perk pet in that it will make perks stronger by a multiplication factor, either 2, 3, 4. So what is it? Level 1 Panther is double perk effect. So if you have a melon armor on a regular Panther, level 1 Panther, it'll block 40 damage. Kind of crazy. And then 60 and 80 damage. If you have a tomato on it, does a tomato do 10 damage now? So it'll do 20 and 30 damage. Is that right? Man, Panther's strong. I should know what the tomato does because I was running a seagull mushroom with, a seagull tomato with either Panther mushroom or tardigrade. Shout out the comments. Had somebody commenting for, I believe, 25 days, and I think they just started a new job, they said. After 25 days, and that was the end of the comments. I made the pack. I'm working on it. I want to make sure I get a good run. And on that note, I wanted to mention that since there's no Axo in this weekly, I have finally scheduled my Axo custom pack video. It's nothing too special or too crazy, just a fun Axo video I made probably 6-7 weeks ago at this point. Because I wanted to have fun with Axo, and then for the next 6 weeks we saw nothing but Axos in the weekly, and I was like, why would I come out with this video when it's just all we see in the weekly? So gonna come out with that one. It's funny, the other videos I had lined up for this week, I mentioned it last week, it was a Pink Robin video, and there was Pink Robin last week with the hurt pets like Pink Robin Leech. This week there's Pink Robin Leech again. And then I had a wild hurt pack video as well ready. And yeah, we have hurt pets in the weekly, so I'm probably going to push that back. It's funny how it all works out. But yeah, let's get into this run. The meat and bones, you see I'm set up for a frog swap. Got the Manatee and the Sugar Glider going. The Manatee Sugar Glider is, I think, one of the strongest combos in this pack. You might be scratching your head and like, oh, that's kind of weird, but essentially you're getting the Manatee scaling without losing the health, especially if you have a Silk Moth set up with it. You have level 1 Sugar Glider, level 2 Silk Moth, and you're not losing any HP on the Manatee. And then once you get the Sugar Glider to level 2, then you can safely sell the Silk Moth without worrying about it. Now, this is the setup I would do when trying to pivot to 5-of-a-kind Manatee in this pack. Yes, I have been grinding for 5-of-a-kind Manatee in this pack. I went for it for probably about 10-12 games or so, and then I started slowing down. I started thinking, okay, maybe it's 3 or 4 Manatees. Maybe I go 4 Manatees in the Sugar Glider. It's really hard to pivot to the 5 Manatees because you're always going to have one Manatee that's not getting scaled. Typically, you want your biggest Manatee in the front, but that Manatee most likely is going to be level 2, so you want it scaling something, so you put a small Manatee in the front. It's not going to scale anything, it's going to get scaled. It's just a big, awkward thing. And typically when I'm running 5-of-a-kind Manatee, you run Crane with it, so you get melons. So you have melons in battle, it's very strong. In this case, the pita bread is obviously what makes this all work. However, sometimes you have the pita bread, sometimes you don't. It gets really, really awkward. So I have in the bonus clips, I actually put my 5-of-a-kind Manatee grind in these bonus clips since I went for it so early this week. And then if you see more clips later in the week that I'm still going for it, but hopefully not at that point. I don't expect to get it done. At this point, I'm just going to try to go for some fun Manatee stuff. Let's get into it. Panther, Manatee, Silk Moth still there, Sugar Glider. It's all simple. It's all what we've been talking about, except the Panther. The Panther is what we're scaling with the Manatee, and the Panther has a cauliflower. The cauliflower is a newer perk that if the pet with that perk gets a knockout and survives, they will get permanent 1-1 scaling. Now, of course, on the Panther, you'd think, okay, well, that's going to be double, so we'll get a permanent 2-2 scaling. Unfortunately, our Panther's not surviving right now. That's okay. We're down to 2 hearts remaining. We only have 2 trophies. It's turn 9. This game has a long ways to go. Hence, the ramble at the beginning. That reminded me of the, is that the South Park when they're all like protesting at City Hall and they're just all like bouncing around, go ramble, 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 ramble. Something like that. Or is it rabble? Ramble? I don't know. I think it's rabble. Rabble, 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 rabble. So here we go. Panther, level 2. It gets plus 3/3 in stats, I believe, permanent from that cauliflower. So we're getting plus 2/1 from the Manatee, plus 3/3. That's pretty good. It's pretty good scaling for turn 10. Considering a shoe bill is going to give you... Does a shoe bill give plus 4/4? Or is it 3/3? I always get that in the Triceratops confused. I know the Triceratops are 3/3 now. And look, at this point, I have no idea what to do with the last spot in this team. I really don't need the Silk Moth, so I have 2 slots open on the team. I know the snapping turtle was there, so you might think, oh, get a SKEWER going, get some... Yeah, I know. SKEWER Panther, obviously very strong, a lot of different stuff, but I wanted to commit to this cauliflower for a long time. My goal was basically get Big Panther. When I run teams like this, it's pretty clear I'm only investing in 2 units, right? In the Manatee and the Panther. The other 2 units, they're just hanging around. I'm getting ready to sell them off. So I was planning on maybe going a 3-squad win, 3-4 Squad Marty, winning with less than 5 pets. But I know this game's going to go late, so that opportunity might not be available. Another Manatee is actually like one of the best things I think I can see. That way I can just scale my other Manatee, my level 2 Manatee. And then, of course, we want to see crows and panthers and chocolates and all that jazz. We want level 3 Panther. And then just stats. It is turn 11 now, so we can get pita breads for the Manatee. Not the most crucial because we're pretty well statted. And I actually skipped the Manatee. I am shocked. I guess that's because I want level 3 Panther. I don't know if I recognize at this point I only have 4 trophies. Why am I skipping on any kind of scaling with only 4 trophies? I only have 4 pets on the team. Very, very surprised at that greed. And we're scraping out these wins. So not getting punished for it. And I decide, you know what? This Panther's not getting the KO every time. Maybe I just start cupcaking it. I don't care if I lose a little bit of HP on the Manatee. And then what do you know? We get the Amargasaurus. It's the perfect pivot for the Manatee. A lot of times with the Manatee, you're just struggling to get it to survive. Doing 5 damage to itself every turn is a lot of health. If you don't have stuff to mitigate that damage, the Amargasaurus just cancels that all out completely. It says, I don't care how much you damage yourself. You're getting all your HP back. There is no punishment for you. It is honestly, it makes it too easy. Not to say that it makes something like 5-of-a-kind Manatee too easy, but it makes using the Manatee way, way too easy. And because of that, we can just keep throwing these cupcakes on the Panther. There's our pita bread. So now, honestly, we don't need the Amargasaurus with the pita bread. It's like, it's just so overkill, but it's what I had frozen in the shop, so might as well buy it. And another Manatee, but yeah, at this point, it's like still really no idea what to do. I figure, okay, I can just buy another pita bread on the Manatee, I guess. Equipment is definitely the thing that's going to be the most beneficial on this team. However, we're not replacing the equipment on the Panther yet, because we still have some more scaling to go. Look at this. Oh, when you get the Amargasaurus going, it's just so demoralizing if you run into big unit go smash with Amargasaurus behind it. Especially if you run into Amargasaurus real Velociraptor. So if you get to turn like 16 plus in this weekly, or I guess if you run into this on turn 14, it's just so punishing. But that's the tradition of the weekly. It's a tradition unlike any other, and it's the game we signed up for. I'm done complaining to a certain point about this stuff because I love scaling. I love big unit go smash and all these concepts. It's just tough. And man, that is a big plane flying by. Shout out to all the plane fans out there. Either plane spotting or I don't know, I was fascinated by planes for a little bit because I lived in the flight path in San Diego. And San Diego is like a steep landing. You're coming, there's like a hill and a bunch of buildings that you're coming down in Old Town. So it's a steep landing, so it's very loud. And I was fascinated by the planes flying in. Every now and then you get some military planes flying in too. And then it quickly got old. I quickly got over it. It was way too loud. I think the quiet hours were like midnight to 4 a.m., which was nice, but when you're waking up at 4 a.m. and going to bed at 8 p.m., that was, yeah. Oh man, I do not miss living in a big city. And here we go. Panther, Melon, Real Velociraptor. It would be a 60 or 80. I think it's an 80 damage mitigation on that Melon. And with the Real Velociraptor, we essentially get two of them. We essentially have two coconuts. We make a Melon into a coconut. There is nothing in this pack that can do over 50 damage. Let me think about it for a second. There's no peanuts. Well, even so, peanuts, there's no chance it could break through this Melon. There's no behemoth, obviously. Monty. There's no Monty. So yeah, this Panther, this Melon on the Panther is essentially a coconut. There's nothing in the pack that can break through, which is great. Great. It means we're guaranteed to get multiple hits. Even if they snipe us at the beginning, we're going to get that Melon back because none of our other pets have equipment. And because we just needed a slot filled on the team, I bought a Nessie, but we're just looking for a Real Velociraptor. It's the only thing I care about. Honestly, this Amargasaurus too, don't really want this Amargasaurus, but it's level 2. It's really good with the big unit go smash. I think part of me is contemplating whether I should roll down for another Real Velociraptor, but then I think, if I found one, would I really sell this Amargasaurus? I kind of remember like calling my own bluff while I'm rolling here. Feeling like, what do I really want at the end? I'm like, all right, might as well just get a pretzel, make the Panther 50. Panther cauliflower, scaling with it. I never would have thought of that combo. This is why I love the weekly packs. It shows you these things that are otherwise, unthinkable in my mind. And look at this. We face another Panther. Unfortunately for them, they are just Panther Garlic. We are Panther Melon with double Real Velociraptor. My friend, GG's, good try. You have the inferior Panther. And yeah, this combo was so good. I did it multiple times. This was actually the run right before the main run you just saw. I know it looks very similar. I promise you, this is a different run here. I guess you could look at the team name. This one's the Uncertain Warriors. I don't know what that other one was. But 9 trophies, 3 hearts remaining, turn 15. So it's on a quicker winning pace than the previous run. And you see here I sell down the team because I really wanted level 3 Panther as well as a Melon armor. The only problem is we don't find either of them in time. So now we go with a 3 Squad Marty. And look at this. We run into was that a front Amargasaurus? I believe it's a team that's throwing. Maybe they were going for their fairy ball achievement, something like that. But that is going to be a small little teaser into the the winning with less than 5 pets, the 2 squad, the 3 Squad Martys, yeah, all that jazz. So I just snuck a clip in there previously, and I had to pause and go back and be like, why did I put that clip in? And if you see it happened. I just wanted to show 0 trophies, 0 hearts. It's a reverse perfect game, opposite of a perfect game. But we can't talk about that too long because these are my 5-of-a-kind manatee attempts. They are very, very devastating. That second one was actually my best attempt. The first one had all 5 manatees, but I think the second one was a better attempt. That first one, I committed to the melon sugar glider, so selling off that sugar glider was just too difficult. And then we get into the big fairy ball. Or not necessarily big fairy ball, but high HP fairy, and putting the skewer on it with the Amargasaurus, and look at that. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? That was insane. Oh, here's the manatee. I'm doing stuff a little bit out of order. Okay, I was like, did I really just blow through those manatees? Here's the manatee with the sugar glider. I apologize for getting confused there. Those clips went really quick. Usually I'm better prepared for it, but that 0 trophies, 0 hearts, the imperfect game, is that what you call it? That one threw me for a loop. So here you go. It's the 5-of-a-kind manatee attempt. We're on 9 trophies, 3 hearts, turn 14. We sold a almost 30 stat line sugar glider with melon armor. Now we put in essentially 2 base stat manatees. This is what I was talking about. You have to put a weak manatee in front. So it's essentially like a melon break, which could be really good. Unfortunately, they have a melon break of their own. And they have a Amargasaurus, and they have melons, and there's just no chance. There's just no chance. So we go again. What's the goal here? The goal is obviously to find pitas and manatees, because we have 2 manatees that are about to kill themselves. So I figure, okay, well, this level 2 is probably more important. Let's save him. And now, honestly, a pita bread, I need another manatee. The pretzel doesn't even... Oh, the pretzel does do it. I could toss the pretzel on the front manatee. Decide to combine them and toss the pretzel? Yeah. Just trying to give myself the best chance to win at this point. I figure winning with 4 manatees, technically that's harder than winning with 5 manatees, right? We make a big deal of 5-of-a-kind, but what if you won with 4-of-a-kind? Isn't that technically harder? Or is it harder to find all 5 pets, like the RNG? I don't know. It's just a thought I just had of like, I think it would be more impressive to win with 3 manatees, or 2 manatees, obviously. Speaking of that, the 2 squad, 3 squad Martys, I've had videos in the past on that. There's going to be another one this weekly, and I think it's going to be absolutely glorious. I have a couple already done. I have an idea in the works. It's kind of one of those super auto pets challenges that always hangs over your head, and you always kind of think. Popular one in Turtle Pack that's done with Rhino. I'll just leave it at that. 5-of-a-kind manatee. So that was what looks like the best attempt, but this, I believe, is the best attempt. And I know what you're thinking, there's only 2 manatees. Well, we only have 4 trophies, so this game's going to go very long, and I have the ideal setup. Double pita bread, double real velociraptor with a level 2 monkey. So we almost have a manatee to 50-50. And I figured, you know what? There's a pita bread in the shop. We had a manatee frozen. Let's stack these velos, get the pita bread in. So now we need to find 1 or 2 pita breads a turn. Don't really need a pita bread for the middle manatee anymore. Now that's at 50, so it's kind of nice. So yeah, we only need essentially 1 pita bread a turn until we get level 2 real velo. And already working on statting up another manatee, which is great. And the breakpoints, oh, it's just so devastating when you get to this point. Everything's set up. It looks so great. I think my big problem with that was combining the real velos, so I didn't have double pita bread in battle. Having that equipment in battle is crucial. That's why I think Manatee Crane works so well. You get that melon every other battle. And speaking of 5-of-a-kind, I had an insane high roll dolphin. So you just got to go for it, right? You got to go for the 5-of-a-kind. And this run was absolutely dominating. and then completely fell flat on its face. Even though I have decent scaling, now I have decent equipment. This team is really good. I mean, it's triple level 2 Dolphin. We're KOing at least 2 units every battle. And we just run into higher statted units. It's just quite unfortunate. But that's how it goes. So we're going to ride off into the sunset with this run here. A little bit longer clip. It's with the Fairy Armadillo again. I'm opening up the clip here. You see the snapping turtle with the leech. I'm having a lot of fun with the leech since there's not camel. You don't get locked into it. You can feint roadrunners. You can feint snapping turtles. A lot of fun stuff you can do with the leech that I'm trying to do. With all that being said, hope you really enjoy this one. If you hung around this long, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this weekly. As always, have a fantastic day. We'll catch you in the next one.
Sleep, yeah. Only miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Patient on the shoreline. Now you're leaving, but I know you got your reasons too. I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave.
No, I can't take the silence. Now I find comfort in the rain. Tell me, who can I rely on when those I love cause me pain? She dreams of you, she calls your name.